From Tridio Media, I'm Father Roderick, and this is the Daily Breakfast. Hi, and welcome to a new episode of the Daily Breakfast. And I'm trying out yet another new setup for my broadcasts. I want to do this on a daily basis, and I've discovered that being on location every time is very difficult. It's difficult to organize. And not to mention that it is pretty cold outside because it's winter time. And I just don't always have the health and the energy or the will to go outside and film for an entire day. So I was looking for a way to record these episodes in a setting that looks interesting for those of you that are watching this on video, but at the same time that would be just easy to work with on a daily basis, where you can just sit down, have a conversation, talk about stuff, and then hop out and upload it and be done with it. That is, I think, the only way for me to maintain this daily rhythm, which is absolutely kind of one of my core ideas behind the Daily Breakfast. That's why it's called the Daily Breakfast. Now, what I'm currently trying out is a new setup where I'm using my old room. This is basically the place where I've recorded, I don't know, thousands of podcasts over the years. But I'm using the desk that is now much emptier because I've brought a lot of the equipment that I was using for editing, etc., down the stairs to the studios. I'm using now this open space on my desk to put the camera there and to put some lamps. And I'll just swivel the camera a little bit to the left and to the right for the people that are watching this on the video. Now I need to unfasten the screw on this camera a little bit, otherwise that's not going to fly. So on the left here, I've got a very simple studio light. But what I did is I used one of those very affordable Bluetooth controlled LED lamps, and I did the same on the other side of the screen where there's another studio light. And these lights are very close to my face because they're very cheap. These are $15 a piece. So it's no comparison with, let's say, the Philips Hue lamps that are much more powerful, but also, I don't know, 5-6 times the price. So I paid just a bit of money for these two lights, and what I like about them is that I can change the color. Right now they're just in standard mode, so it's kind of a warm white light, which is very nice for just filming people, and you've got the right skin color. And then in the background, I'm using also a very affordable LED, let's say more of a floodlight. And it doesn't have even Bluetooth, but it has a little remote control, and I can choose between, 15 different colors with this. And so it gives the background, which is just basically a blank wall, a white wall, and there's a couch in the background, an old IKEA couch, which really needs to be replaced one of these days. But I'm using that floodlight to create, in this case, I've got a blue background. It's super simple. I'm not using any daylight. There is a big window here to my left, but if I open the curtains, that's going to bring in so much light because, of course, the sun is, when it shines, it is super strong, and it can't compete with these cheap LED lights. But once I close the curtains and I use this lighting setup, then it does work. I mean, it creates color, it lights my face, and I'm using my old camera, which is the Sony, I forgot, the NX50 or something like that. It's the camera that I've used for many years to film my TV shows, and I can use the selfie mode of my phone to show the viewers what it looks like. So it's just a simple handy cam, and I've got a big shotgun microphone on top of it, which you can actually connect to the microphone input on that Sony camera. And so it works. It records straight to an SD card, and with that SD card I can put it in the PC, and it's really up and go. Oh, there's one light that I forget. This is just one of those tips. What makes a face speak to you? Besides, of course, the expressions and the language that is uttered, it's the eyes. The eyes are the mirrors of the soul, right? Well, what you want to see in eyes is a little bit of light. So a twinkle, as it were. Now, that is not something that everybody has naturally, but it's a reflection, actually. And if you look at movies, what you will always see is that there is a little twinkle in the eye. The way they create that is by putting a lamp close to the camera, and that light shines in the eyes of the actor. That's how they do the highlight in the lights. Now, I've noticed that in previous videos where I try to experiment with lights, oftentimes, and even when I'm on the road and I'm filming, let's say a few days ago I was in Amsterdam, I was filming something for TV, and when I'm standing in the shadow or the light, it's kind of like a cloudy day, it's really hard to get that light shining in your eyes. And so a very simple trick in this situation where it's fixed is to put up another light in front of the camera, and it also functions a bit as a kind of a filler light. So when I've got two lights on the left and on the right of me, you will oftentimes get a shadow right where your nose is, which looks really weird. And so having this third light next to the camera lens, it gives both a bit of filler light for my face, and it creates that little twinkle in the eye. And in order to achieve that, I just used this cheapest, simplest IKEA desk lamp that I could find. It's also LED. It's a very ugly light, but you know, functional. I'm not sure if I can show it to the people I'm using the selfie mode on my phone again. So I've used actually a plastic bottle. I think I've already explained this in a previous video. Using a very simple plastic bottle, which is made of semi-translucent plastic. And I use that to diffuse the light, because the light coming from the LED is very harsh. It's got these very strong, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's even like burning my retinas right now. But if I put this bottle, and this is actually a drink bottle for dogs, so I unscrewed the drinking part of it, and it fits on top of this lamp, and it creates an instant diffuser. So this entire setup, if I would buy like regular studio equipment, which I also have, but that's for like TV interviews, then you'd easily pay around $1,000 for just a 3-light setup. For this setup, I paid $15 for this lamp, $15 for that one, $15 for that one, so that's $45. And I think the IKEA lamp is also $15. So that's $60. $60 for not just lights, but I can even change the color of all those lights and create like all sorts of different atmospheres for the various videos. So it's just one of those things that makes me always very excited when I can hack my way into creating video and using simple day-to-day equipment that you can buy almost everywhere, and create something nice with it. It is literally, well, in this case, it's a part IKEA hack, part. It's kind of these colored Bluetooth lamps come from almost like a dollar store. It's a big chain in the Netherlands where they sell a lot of junk, basically. And of course, these colored LED lights don't work with anything. I mean, it's not like the Philips Hue, or IKEA has a similar system right now as well, where you can set it up with your, for instance, with Apple, what is it, Home? So with your smart home software, where you walk into the door and you say, okay, computer, lights, give me red light and blue lights. It doesn't work like that. You have to use a very clunky app. It does work with an app. That's already something. It's got a pretty clunky app on the phone, but it's available for both Android and for iOS. And it works for a fixed setup like this. It works really, really well. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I'm pretty happy with this setup. I'm going to check the image of this, see if it works on like the big screen as well. And if so, and if the audio is acceptable, then this is going to be my place from which I will reach you on a daily basis. And then from time to time, I will go outside and I will film on location, just not every day, and not when it's freezing like today. All right, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Take care, and God bless.